Uh, this is going to be the first lab walkthrough for the Web App Security Academy on Portswigger. I'll be following the learning path laid out by Portswigger. So if you go to the SQL injection module under the learning path, it's the first one. I'm going to be assuming that you've read all the material up until that point, and then you're ready for the second lab. So I have the second lab loaded up here. I had already solved it. There was a little bit of an audio issue the first time I recorded, but I promise this is the solution to this lab. You'll see the banner reload as I solve it here with you guys. So if you read the lab description, there's a sample SQL query that might be happening on the back end, which you can never know for sure, but you are able to kind of piece together some sort of logic that might look like that. What they do tell you, though, is that a category parameter is vulnerable here. So what we want to do is we want to load up Burp Suite, go ahead and turn the intercept is on button on, and then we want to pick one of these categories to filter by. Any of these will work. I'll go ahead and choose accessories. And now our request is suspended on behalf of the proxy within Burp Suite. So what we'll go ahead and do, we can see that this category is being passed through as an HTTP parameter. What we're able to do to subvert the query logic is cut the query in half. And to do that, we can add our own malicious SQL query. So we want to start off by adding a single quotation mark. We can imagine that the programmer has opened up the initial quotation mark for some sort of string, which was accessories in this case, to be passed so it can read what to filter by. So by adding our own here, we're going to close off what they had already opened to begin with. And now we can add some sort of logic to subvert what they had thought to begin with. So now we want to add our own thing, and we want to add something that's going to give us input always, give us some sort of feedback. To do this, we want to add a plus here. That's a space in HTML. Then we're going to add or plus 1 equal 1. And then we're going to add with 2 hyphens at the end. So what that's doing is that's saying or space or space 1 equals 1, which is or 1 equals 1. So it's whatever they had originally laid out, or something that's always true. 1 is always going to equal 1. So that's always going to give us output. That's always going to give us feedback. And then these 2 hyphens at the end here are commenting out anything that the programmer might have put in to any extra conditions, anything extra to the SQL statement after this this opening for input here. So this is going to comment out anything that they might have originally thought to put here. So if we go ahead and forward this to the application and then switch back over, you can see this reloaded. Just make sure we got everything through here. We had the banner reload, and we had our malicious SQL query be reflected on to the home page here. You should see the solved lab thing come through. I'm sorry, I had solved this beforehand, but this is the answer. We'll continue to investigate some SQL injections in the next lab walkthrough. Thank you, guys.